Good morning and welcome. Today we're going to be taking a look at what we need to do to set up our computers so we can do computer science here for CTech and any other classrooms we're working on out there. So first thing we do is we want to take a look at our Canvas course for this. On Canvas you can see we've got a setup section. In the setup module you have the ability to get all the stuff you need to do to set up your class, to set up your computer at home so you can work on stuff we'll be doing here in class. As you can see right here, we've got stuff about fees, about adding to the course, and stuff like that. But I want you to take a look down here at the Tools section. You have creating a GitHub account, Java and Eclipse install, and how to set up GitHub desktop. We're going to be taking a look at the Java and Eclipse install first, and then we'll take a look at how to do GitHub in another video. But basically, you just want to go through, get the stuff set up, and go from there. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Java Eclipse install. So you're going to be turning in a screenshot of your work for this once you get it all done. And so what you need to do first, you need to download the JDK and Eclipse install files. Now, the JDK, you have to actually create an account to download that. So you just go to this link right here, oracle.com, the Java Technologies, and you have to download something that's 8+. Whatever one you're downloading for that, doesn't really matter that much, but 8+ is what you have to have. After you've downloaded and installed the JDK, you need to install Eclipse. So JDK first, Eclipse after. Once you get Eclipse up and going, you need to actually set it up. And so there's some stuff you need to do for that. As you can see right here, we have our preferences that you need to do to make that happen. And we're going to go through that and take a look at all of that. And then you can also look at how you can add the color and how you can add the window builder tools we're using in class as we go along. But the basic stuff we want to go over from here. So to do that, you just run Eclipse. Now, if you download it in Windows land, you just click on the icon for it. I'm on a Mac, so I'm just going to Command Space and type in Eclipse. It's going to bring it up. This is obviously, you can see version 2019. You'll be downloading version 2020. It wants to set a directory as a workspace. And so this is where you're going to be saving all of your information, all of the work we're doing in class. And you want to make sure you have a workspace that's designed that you personally can get to and work with. So you want to make sure you don't put this in just some random spot on your computer. Put it in your documents folder where you have access to it and it's easy to remember. And you might have multiple workspaces. I do a lot of different developments, so I have different workspaces right here. You want to give it a spot where it can be there. Click on the Browse button to specify where it's going to go. And inside of it, like I said, I suggest the Documents directory and then make it a folder right here. So Java stuff. Be a great name for it, or CS1400. Also a great name. Or CTech Java. Okay, great name. Put that folder inside there and hit create. And then you're going to choose open. And that's going to be your workspace where all of your projects will be stored. And so each project will get its own folder inside there, but this is the root folder you're going to have for all of your stuff. And you can put a checkbox on here if you're the only one using your computer, but if not, don't put the checkbox in that. You'll probably have to change your workspace more than once, so don't put that there. It's the best deal. Then click launch. It's going to bring up at this point, it's going to start Eclipse up and start running. It's going to give you, at this point, it's going to give the lovely little window right here. It says the welcome screen. And we never need to see this again, so go ahead and take the checkbox out of that and close the welcome start window. And I'm going to maximize this so we have a total access to the screen so we can see what we have. And so here is the general Eclipse window system. Now we're going to take some stuff and rearrange this because I want to make it so it's best for what we're going to be using in class. We will never use the task list window, so we close that. We'll never use the outline window, so we close that as well. And so over here we have our Package Explorer on the left. The Package Explorer is where we put all of our projects. This is the main editor pane. As you can see, it can either be minimized or maximized, and that depends on what you're working with. And then down here is the errors and console section. And you'll see that as we work through the class, but that's what we're working for. Here on a Mac, when we maximize the screen, the drop-down menu collapses out of the way so we can get access to that. You want to make sure that we put projects in, and so that's what we'll do. But the first thing we want to do is we want to do our settings for the Eclipse so we can get this and have it working the way we want it to. So to access settings, we can go up here under the Eclipse and then Preferences, or Command and Comma on a Mac box. It brings us to the Preferences section, and this is where you set the settings you'll be using all year long in class. So click on the triangle for Java, then the triangle for Code Style, and then click on Formatter. And this gives you the default code style format we're looking for, but we want to make a new one for us. So click on New, and I'm going to give it the amazing name of, like, say, for example, CTech Java, because that's what we're working for this. Start off with the Eclipse settings and say OK. The settings we need to change on here, there's two settings we have to change and a couple we can change. First thing we want to do is we want to go to brace positions. And for the brace positions, all but the last two, of array initializer and lambda body, should all be next line. So you want to change all those down to next line. Doesn't take too much work right there. But what that does is it provides for vertical alignment of your squiggles. The squiggles are how we can easily see the scope and the body of our code. And it makes it very easy, especially for Hendrickson, to look upside down at your screen when I come around from behind, and I can see that this stuff is enclosing this stuff and make sure things are properly set. The next thing we do is go down to New Lines, click on that triangle, And then inside the control statement section, we want to make sure that the first three all get checkboxes. Those are the those are the two sets of changes you have to make. Now again, that's inside the brace positions, and then the new lines inside control structures. Those ones I really care about. But you can also go down to your line wrapping. Take that for maximum line width. You can make that up to 200, no big deal, because we got a lot of space. We can work with that, no worries right there. And then hit apply and OK. And this will be our new active profile, and you can hit apply and close at that. But we've got one more change we want to say besides that. So we have, that's our code style settings. We also need to make sure so it runs the correct program every time. So on that one, we want to go down to run/debug. Then we go to the launching triangle, click on that. And down here in the launch operations section, we want to change, instead of the previously launched application, we always want to launch the selected resource and launch the associated project. We don't want to launch the previously launched application. No, we want to launch the one we're working with. And so that's the one we want to make for our basic settings right here inside our Eclipse preferences. Now there's other preferences we can change, like adding color and adding window builder, and those are the tools that you can see another video as well, but that's the basic settings you have to make that happen. So we'll say apply and close. Now we want to go ahead and create a project. So you can have the hot link right here, or we have the magic power of right up here in the new option right here, and we have the new right there, make a new Java project, ready to go. When we make a Java project, we always make sure we give it a good name. There's no spaces in names, so we can say first project. For execution environment, whichever version of Java you're working with, that's great. It has to be, like I said, 8+. Any of those are great to do. If you say, for example, choose 12, that's wonderful. But you just have to make sure it's 8+. That is the default requirement for that. When you go to next, it just builds everything for us right there, no big deal. And hit finish. You now have a project inside there. You can see your project is set up properly, and that project is now ready to have code added to it. Inside your source folder, that's where you add all your packages. Inside your packages, that's where you put all your code. We'll be going into a lot more detail on that and how to work with that and how to put it into GitHub and all those processes again later. That's the basic part that you have to do to make sure your setup is up and running. So again, the main thing you want to make sure you do is that you have it set so you can create a new project in there. The projects get listed over here in the Package Explorer. You make your settings so you have vertical and squiggles, and that you can always launch the current project. The way we start projects, of course, is with the play button. We click on that. There's nothing in there because we haven't made any code, so it doesn't run. But that's the way you can get access to it. This is the editor window, and so that's where we have things that happen and go from there. We'll be working with this over the course of the year. This is just a quick little introduction of how you can create a project and create your setups in Eclipse and how to go from there and how we find and work through that. We'll talk about how we can actually use this to do more advanced things and build bigger projects as we go along. This is just a quick say how to set up and how to go from there. So again, main thing to do, download JDK, download Eclipse, install them both. After you've downloaded Eclipse and Setup, you want to go to your preferences, give yourself vertical and squiggles, and make sure you have a new line after each of the control structures. And then if you want to, you can also add color and window builder to that as well. We add our projects over here, we tie that to our workspace, and we're ready to go on and build cool projects. Thanks again, and we'll see you soon. Have a good day.